I wrote a book all about how I got into fitness, my whole transformation story, why I love it so much, and there are also workouts in here that you can try. It's available on Amazon, or if you're in Barbados, you can get them straight from me. Okay, that's out of the way. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be training glutes. It's going to be a back to basic type of workouts, all the traditional movements you can do if you want to have nice glutes, and we're also going to end with a little bit of abs. So I'm going to get my headphones on, get nice and warm, and come back to show you today's workout. And of course, to start off glutes, we're going to start with hip thrusts. Now, I am using a slingshot. The reason why is because, well, two reasons. I'm going to go straight into abductors after I take the barbell off. And secondly, many times when we're doing lower body exercises, our knees tend to cave in. You want to avoid that as much as possible in every exercise, in your squats, in your deadlifts, in your hip thrusts. You want to try to keep your knees apart. So wearing a resistance band kind of forces you to think of keeping it taut. And if you want to keep it taut, you have to pull your knees apart. So it's a great way of doing the exercise properly when you wear a band. As always, I'm going to start relatively light and increase the weight as I go up. Moving on to deadlift. I like to use my belt because if you are not perfect with your form, you can hurt your back in deadlift. I think my form is pretty good, but better safe than sorry. So I always like to use my belt when I'm doing deadlift. This is what we're going to do next because this is the perfect movement for training the entire posterior chain. So, deadlifts. Okay, I'm finished with my deadlifts and I was very slow in doing them. I mean, slow reps are good for keeping the muscle under tension for a long time, but I was doing cartwheels weeks ago, almost like a month ago, and I pulled my hamstring on my left. And even though I took a week off from class, I kept warming them up before we do any kind of work on my legs. I don't know, it still hurts. It still hurts. So maybe I'm too old for cartwheels, right? Huh. Anyway, so I was just really careful in doing that exercise, kept my knees soft, never locked out, keeping soft so that I can still kind of go down and feel a little stretch, but I was really gentle with my hamstrings in that movement. So we're moving on to heel elevated goblet squats. I'm going to do this with a 50-pound dumbbell because I'm going to go into sumo squats with the same dumbbell right after. So it's going to be a superset. I got that from a lady online. I think her name is MDJ Fitness. She has really good workouts. So I'm going to be doing heel elevated goblet squats straight into sumo squats. I love the two together. Let's go.
I've inserted another clip of this exercise so you can see the heel elevation. You're putting your heels up high and just allowing the soles of your feet to hover and the toes to be in full contact with the floor. This is said to have more emphasis on your glutes. Some people feel it more in their quads, but for me, I emphasize my glutes a whole lot more when I elevate my heels. And automatically, I'm going straight into sumo squats. Now, I started the first 2 rounds with the weight in front of my chest, but as I continued on this exercise, I dropped the weight for the sumo squats and held it in front of me.
I like training in light clothes. Actually, my favorite color to train in, my favorite color to wear is white. But it gets really messed up because it's white. And here I just did some goblet squats with the weight against my chest. You can see how it's like, it's so annoying when you train with weights and it dirties up your clothes, but you know what, it'll come out. So that's life. We're going to go into a superset now, and I'm going to be doing one leg deadlift, really trying to focus on my balance, and then I'm going to automatically go into one leg cable kickbacks to really burn out the glutes before we go into some abs. So let's go. Knee into the chest and out. I mean, I'm still hitting my glutes, but you know, you can also do your kickbacks with a nice straight leg, just lifting up. That's another way to do your kickbacks. The reason why I'm bending my knee in is because my hamstring on my left side is a little sore, and when I bend my knee in and then stretch, it takes a little pressure off my hamstring. But I'm focusing on my glutes, and my glutes are still getting the work. We finished all of our leg exercises, and now we're going to do a little bit of abs. I have a dedicated day for abs, but I like to sprinkle some abs in on my other days, especially since I'm trying to, you know, get stronger core muscles and have a better looking midsection. So I grabbed a timer. I'm going to do 3 movements and each movement for 30 seconds. I am going to be doing sit-ups with one leg. Then I'm going to go into a hold, seated leg up hold for the 30 seconds. And then I'm going to do the weight, which is I'm using a 10-pound plate. I'm going to put the weight on my back and do a weighted plank for the 30 seconds. So let's go. I had to adjust the timer just a little bit to give myself like 5 seconds to turn over into the plank. So you may have to do that so that you wouldn't miss any of your time for your 30 seconds in your weighted plank. But that's it. That's the end of my workout today. Glutes with a little bit of abs at the end. It really was a good workout. My hamstring, like I told you, just feel a little bit sore when I was doing the hamstring exercises. But I enjoyed today's session. I'm going to do a little bit of a stretch, have myself a protein shake, and go on with my day. I want to encourage you to train. You know, there's so much benefits we get from exercising, not just looking good, but it's just great for our health. And I want to encourage you that the body you want is a commitment to it. Do subscribe if you liked today's content and like the video if you liked the video. Happy training!